Hi, and welcome to episode 38 of the Muscle News and Merlin Bodybuilding Podcast with my buddy Eric Brozer. How you doing, Eric?
I am doing okay. It's been life has been a little bit rough
Yeah.
lately. Right now, I'm coming to you live from California. I'm not in Vegas. So obviously, lately we've been kind of missing some episodes here and there because sometimes life gets in the way and life takes over. So
Yeah.
first, I had my situation with my blood clot, which I'm happy to say I think I'm pretty much through it and not having an issue with that. But I have a very serious illness in my family, and I came out to California to be with my family. So it's kind of tough times that we're
Yeah.
going through over here. So we had to miss a podcast, and so really today, guys, we're just doing like we're going to do a normal podcast on Wednesday, but we wanted to kind of do like a little mini podcast today,
Yeah.
make sure that everything's working correctly because I'm doing this on a different
Yeah.
computer,
Yeah.
and so
We,
we're just gonna kind of
we
just
yeah.
give you a little bit of news, give you a little bit of news about what's going
Yeah.
on, talk for a bit, but we'll be back again tomorrow doing a
Yeah.
major podcast with a nice guest, I believe.
Yeah. We have a really cool guest. We've been trying to, meet up for the past couple of weeks, but obviously he's a busy person and I understand that. So and I always told him, your business, and private life first. And finally, hopefully tomorrow will everything will align and it's going to be a fun podcast. I'm really looking forward to it. And
Should definitely be a fun podcast because this
yeah,
guy's he's a character and he's very
yeah,
popular and
yeah,
he'll
yeah,
have a lot to
yeah.
say.
I'm a big fan
So
and I can't wait. And a big fan, not I don't want to mention the name yet because a big fan, not because just bodybuilding, on the personal side as well. I can really relate with the person, and it's just I love it. It's like even when I see something happening outside or some guy or whatever, and I say that's like him. It's like I'm really looking forward to it.
yeah, I
Uh,
think it should be fun, but we won't
yeah,
we won't mention names yet, just
no,
in case he has another
no,
issue.
no. Maybe tomorrow I'll put out a bit of a teaser, and then we'll see.
But he's a really good guy because he's had a lot of stuff going on, but he's made
Yeah,
sure to keep in touch with us to tell us
yeah,
he
yeah,
wants to come on, and and
yeah,
that makes
yeah,
us really happy because a lot of times
yeah.
people don't really they kind of
And
like leave you high and dry, but not
yeah,
him.
yeah. I listen, I even if a person will tell me, Kev, I cannot come on the show now, or I don't want to, or I can't, or I'm too busy. For me, that's enough, and I really respect a person for that. When they just you invite them, they see the message and they don't even answer you. That really, it's
Yeah,
like, do you
that's
want to come
upsetting.
on? I mean, come on, man. It's just a message, I mean, um, uh, and I even send voice messages sometimes. So make it like, I don't want to sound like I'm just copying and pasting text, and stuff. But anyways, guess we're lining up the guests. So come on. So then next week, not next week, on the 4th of March, we'll have the Arnold preview a couple of days
Yes, we'll talk all
before.
about the Arnold.
Yeah. So we'll talk about some things today, but not like, not on each competitor and things, not all the competitors and things like that. So, um, I mean, obviously, the starting off, the main subject that everybody's talking about is Hadi Choopan, right? Now, um, apparently he's in the States. He arrived, as they're saying. Unfortunately, I didn't see an official press release, but apparently he went separate ways with Hani Rambad, his former
Yeah,
coach and his major sponsor. And because of all this political climate with Hadi Choopan and things like that, I think Hani was feeling it, because he has a lot of, customers in Iran, and those the countries close by. And I've been listening a lot to King Kamali. I always watch his shows. and he's, I don't think he lies. He says it as it is. He's from Iran and he knows what's happening there. He's on the record saying that he doesn't really like Hadi Choopan, but but he thinks he can win the Arnold Classic if he comes in as he should be. But at the same time, King Kamali is saying that, it's a dangerous situation because literally Hadi Chupan cannot go back to his home country because allegedly he has some kind of connection or he supports the regime that's, you know, killing all these people and things like that, all the innocent citizens. And King Kamali's begging, because King Kamali has a big voice in the sport there. He's begging the people to leave Hadi Chupan's family alone, even him, basically. But, you know, the climate's really hot there when it comes to this politics and what's happening. And literally, Hadi Chupan's in a difficult position now where he probably has to stay living in Dubai, you know.
Yeah.
Um, losing his sponsor with Hani probably, I'm not saying the friendship, but there's probably a little bit of a crack between them now because, Hani was on his social media page with his wife talking, and Hani could barely say a word. He started crying about what's happening in his home country, right? So, will Hadi Chupan come in shape? It depends how much he can block out what's happening to him, right? Plus, there's the big questions of, security at the Arnold Classic because
Without a doubt.
it just takes one person not to go into the hotel or at the event or do something stupid. I mean, listen, I think it's not a funny situation. It's not like
No,
you
it's
know
very serious.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
I
very
mean,
serious situation. I mean, it's sad because I don't know Hadi and I don't
no,
pretend to know what's on his mind, but
no,
I can only imagine that he also loves the people of his country and he
of
doesn't want to
course,
see them get hurt.
I think so
So
as
it's
well.
like
Yeah,
he's in a very difficult
yeah.
his
It's a
situation of
listen, maybe
what
because
to say or not say is a tough
yeah,
one.
maybe because he was so popular and he got so many honors. Maybe this government or whatever helped him and
Right.
you
I'm
know
sure they did support him in many
and
ways.
supported him and maybe helped him with his visa and things like that. And he it's you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and unfortunately this exploded now and he got the end of it. You know what I mean? So um, you know, I mean, Dave Palumbo was saying that Hardy had other problems and he bounced back. This is not walking off the stage because you're pissed off
Yeah.
or they're saying your shoulders were too big and they looked fake and
No,
stuff.
this is a
This is
life-changing,
this is
life-defining problem.
this is literally walking out of your house and that's it. Somebody can do something stupid to you. I mean, all the gyms pulled down his posters. I mean, this thing of he's losing over 1 million followers on social media. That's peanuts. That's nothing. Um, um, no, it's a worrying situation. I don't know what's if he comes in on point, he's gonna win. That's what everybody's saying. It's
He's fully capable of winning the show. I
yeah.
mean, he's the front runner. He's the
Yeah,
second
he's
best
the
bodybuilder in
favorite.
the world.
Yeah. And then
Uh,
there's just all this thing about, Andrew Jack and, I still think Nick Walker's, can really freak people out,
yeah.
because he's
Well, we'll
focused.
talk all about that
Yeah, yeah.
before the
And
Arnold,
there's,
but
and the rest. But this thing with Martin is a bit Hadi Chupan is it's wearing. I tried not to take notice of it a couple of weeks ago, but after hearing King Kamali talk on two different interviews, it's not it's not an easy situation, huh? It's
no, I think King Kamali, from what I saw, was basically saying that Hadi made a mistake and that he should have just kept his mouth shut, pretty much,
yeah,
and not
basically,
in any way, shape, or form even talk. He's a bodybuilder,
yeah,
and he's not. He
yeah,
shouldn't be speaking on political matters and should just stay quiet.
like Michael Jordan. when they ask him something about politics, he says, "I'm a basketball player."
Right.
You
And
know,
that's what
both,
he should that's what he should have
yeah,
done
both
in
parties,
retrospect.
both sides buy Nikes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can't, or if they ask another guy something else, I'm a tennis player. You just have to keep it like that. It's like,
Well, I think it goes for everybody, Kevin. I think it's like even when you see actors at the Academy Awards and they're
yeah, when
making
they
their
align
speech and they start talking
themselves.
about
Yeah,
politics,
yeah,
stick to your acting. You're not a
yeah.
politician.
Listen,
And you know,
yeah, when The Rock sided with, I forget who, I don't want to mention, um, he lost a lot of followers as well. I mean,
because uh, unfortunately, there's so much division now
yeah, yeah, you can't.
because of politics. If you're in the spotlight as an athlete, as a musician, as an
Yeah,
actor, whatever it is, it's best that you just kind of stay away from that stuff and
yeah,
focus on what has made you, not that you don't have the right to have your opinions, but you shouldn't be using your media as a platform,
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because it's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. And unfortunately, we're not allowed to. I mean, we should be allowed to just disagree with each other and say,
yeah,
okay, but that doesn't mean you're a bad person. But
yeah.
unfortunately, it's not that way. It's like
I,
if you disagree with political views, you're looked
yeah.
at as evil.
I wonder what Ben Weider would have to say about this if he was still alive, because he was such. I mean, even the president of the IVB now, it's no politics is involved. Everybody's the same, no religion, no color.
Well,
I
that's what it should
would
be.
I would love, if Ben Weider was still here today to hear what he would have to say on this situation, because it's I don't think anything ever happened that I mean, not even the war with Russia and the Ukraine. I mean, because this is one person, you know what I mean? So everything's focused on him, unfortunately, so we have to see what happens.
Well, it happens to be that what's going on in that country right now is there's so much tension,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
so much division.
yeah,
And then, and it happens to be that's where he's from.
yeah, yeah,
And I just want to I listen, I don't pretend to know Hadi, but just I'm sure Hadi's, there's some things that I think he should have, as Mr. Olympia, he should have learned more English. And I think that
yeah,
I was
yeah,
disagree with him when he, walked out on off stage when,
yeah, yeah.
there's certain things but I can only imagine that he seems to, when the way he conducts himself with the other athletes, there's so much respect.
Of
I,
course.
I, I tend to think that he's a good guy,
Yeah,
made a mistake and is caught up in a very rough
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
There's no way in my mind that he's wishing any harm on his
No,
people
I don't
because
think.
his people are the people who love him and
Yeah.
and made him the man who he is.
But King Kamali said certain things, I mean, if people want to go hear him, he's on the Iron OG podcast. That was the episode of last week, I think, and he was on Dave Palumbo's show. You have to hear him speak. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't,
Well, I mean, King's a smart guy, and he tells things how it is, and
I
he
don't want
probably
to.
has a lot more
Yeah,
insight and information, not only into the
yeah,
entire thing, but
yeah.
also into Hadi, and he
I
might know more.
yeah, I don't want to repeat what he said because he said some,
No,
heavy
you
stuff.
like people can go
Yeah,
watch that.
yeah, yeah. They can go watch them. Uh, another funny thing, I did a small video on it the other day. Uh, um, Fuad Abiad was, he has this app that he updated. It's cool. You can basically pick who you want to win, who pick from 1 to 10 or whatever. Each contest, all the contests all year round, all over the year of bodybuilding, right? And you get ranked. So, and then the winner will get, I don't know, supplements or whatever like that. It's just fun, but they do one between themselves, the guests, and then there's one open to everybody in the world, right? You just go in, log in, and pick who you want to win, or I think you you rank bodybuilders in the beginning, and I don't know how it works exactly, but anyways, it's done. Like if you click on each bodybuilder, it goes to their Instagram page, and when he clicked on Martin Fitzwater's page, he was
It
blocked.
was
And
blocked.
yeah, and he noticed there and then, and he couldn't believe it. And Ian started laughing, and everybody started laughing. And at the same time, Fuad was like, "What the hell?" He's like, "Martin's a former athlete of his. He was sponsored, and something that I've never heard any sponsor say was how much he paid him. Now he might have just said a figure, but he said, "I can't believe it. I paid this guy 100 grand, and he blocks me." You know what I mean? Even though they're not working together anymore, um, I found that really, really funny. It's like sad at the same time as well. It's like if somebody paid me 100 grand and we went our separate ways, I'll still respect the guy. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, Martin. I mean, as far as I mean, I don't, again, I don't know him personally. As far as a bodybuilder, I respect the hell out of him because
yeah,
he's one of the best on the
of
planet.
course he
But he
is.
seems to be a bit of a hothead from what we're seeing lately.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He doesn't like people talking about him. He put all the media in one basket, saying that they're all shit. All the media shit was, well, I don't agree with. I mean, there is some shit media and there's good
There's
media.
shit in everything, but there's also good people.
Yeah, yeah, and like I say, he needs the media. And the more he does this, the more he's feeding the media to talk against him than positive things. I mean, we cannot deny that he has one of the best physiques in the business.
Absolutely.
No
That can't
weaknesses.
be denied. And he
Yeah.
deserves,
No.
and every
Yeah.
show, he still deserves a placing that he deserves,
Yeah.
despite his attitude or what he says.
Yeah. No weaknesses. No. He's just well balanced physique, and if he keeps feeding the media like this, they're just going to keep talking to him in the way he doesn't want to. He should just turn that negativity or whatever into positivity for himself to give him that drive, and just keep quiet. Let them say what they want about him. Don't block anybody. Not, I mean, he does whatever he wants, but he should just push ahead and not worry about all these guys, because all right, it does get to you after a while, but you know, look at Nick Walker, how much people were talking about him with his gut and all this stuff, and he never gets ready and things. He just keeps moving ahead, and you know, um,
Well, that's the thing, man. I mean, it's like it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to have your supporters and you're going to have your
yeah.
critics.
I mean, Phil
So
Heath,
it doesn't matter if you are
yeah,
Ronnie Coleman, if you are Jay Cutler,
yeah,
if you're Phil Heath,
yeah,
whoever you are, there's going to be people out there who will tear you down.
yeah,
And
of
you have
course,
to just basically ignore it. I mean,
yeah,
because
yeah,
you can't get involved with it. You can't let it affect your
yeah,
brain. And then
yeah,
you shouldn't even, the way, to me, the best way to respond to negativity is to basically ignore it. Because
yeah,
that way you show people, I don't really care what you think.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead and think
yeah.
whatever you want to think. I don't
Don't
care.
don't read the messages. I don't
No,
feed
don't
them.
look. I mean,
The more you feed them, the more, they're just going to keep talking about you. I mean, I don't really, I mean, that thing with Giles where he touched his mobile and things like that, those things he should just stay away from them. Just forget it. I mean, if Milos thought that um, uh, Samsung should have beat him was going to beat him at the Prague Pro last year, and Martin ended up beating him, right? So, Martin proved them wrong, and he should say, I proved you wrong, because Fuad thinks that's why he blocked him, because he thought Samson could beat him at the Prague Pro, which he didn't, so Martin proved everybody,
and that's the way, you let your physique do the talking in a
exactly.
physique sport.
Exactly, and even or he's already qualified for the Olympia, I think, this year. So
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
and Fuad said he won't be doing Detroit. Obviously, why he won it last year. If I was Martin, I would fucking go do that show, you know, and get the
Pick up
money.
more prize money.
Yeah, just go in, win it, and just take his money. If he doesn't want to talk to him anymore, at least take his money. You know.
Yeah.
The-
I don't, well, I mean, the thing with bodybuilding, not, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but the thing with bodybuilding is just like, baseball players play whatever, 162
yeah,
games a year and
yeah,
football, you're a bodybuilder, compete. The
yeah,
only difference is that just make sure that your health isn't compromised.
yeah,
And
yeah,
as long
yeah.
as you're healthy, um, then yeah, get on stage and compete, win your prize money, and you know,
That's it.
uh,
Yeah.
especially when you're, I think the more you're out there, the better chance you have of more sponsors, more fans, more
Yeah. Yeah.
business, more
Yeah.
everything. So
And if he shows this attitude, unfortunately, some sponsors might not like that, you know?
I don't, I mean, unless he's trying to be a bad boy, and I don't really know that.
No, I don't think so. I just think that,
So I just think I think he just needs to, he's lacking, and please, Martin, if you hear this, don't get mad at me.
no, no,
He's lacking some maturity in the area of in this particular area
listen,
that he needs to let things roll off his back,
not
and he
everybody's the
lets the
same.
need his
Yeah.
physique, which is
Yeah.
one of the very best in the world, do his
Yeah.
talking and just let
Yeah.
the people criticize and whatever.
Exactly. Not everybody's the same. Maybe he thinks he should be given more respect than he is. Could be. It could be that, he might want, he believes that people should respect him more. I don't know.
But he's not going about it the right way.
Yeah.
He's going to get less respect,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
I
know.
um
So,
yeah.
hopefully
Yeah. From what
I'm sure some people are giving him some advice. Maybe
yeah.
he's listening. Who knows?
Listen, from what I'm seeing, if he wants to be the bad boy of bodybuilding, his hobby is Legos, like a lot of guys. So he's showing his private life, and his soft side, as well. So, I mean, a lot of guys, I mean, David
Yeah.
Beckham, he's a
I
big
mean,
one.
this is not fake pro wrestling.
No,
There's no
no,
need for any,
no.
evil versus good kind of stuff. There's no
Yeah,
need for the
yeah,
bad guys. Just, I think Nick was a really good example that you brought up, that Nick has received, oh my God. I mean, it's people writing him off and calling him
yeah,
a
yeah,
blocky and this and that, and he can't get,
yeah,
and I don't really see. I mean, Nick will respond, but he'll respond in a way that's like, just watch me. I'm not
yeah,
done.
yeah,
And he just goes back to work and gets
yeah,
better and doesn't,
yeah,
like, he doesn't really sit there and
yeah,
stew in it and yell at
yeah,
people and get
yeah.
negative. He just says, my physique will show you.
Yeah.
My next show, my physique will show you how good I am, and that's the way to
Exactly.
do it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it was funny when I saw Fuad's expression, like he couldn't believe it that he but that he blocked him. But you listen, it happens
I
to the
laughed.
it happens to the best of us. I mean, nobody, if maybe, it just didn't work out between them. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, well,
Did you see what Milo said about shredded glutes in bodybuilding?
yeah, well, I listened to the show and it was like, what
What
the
did he say?
hell?
He said something like "fuck bodybuilding if glutes are that important" or something like.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody's looking at the glutes, if you don't have shredded glutes, and all this thing of the glutes and
Yeah,
things
I
like
didn't
that.
really know what the context was, but I saw that and
Yeah,
it
it
made me
was
laugh.
on the Menace podcast. I don't the hell my Milos at the moment he's a bit more relaxed now. Um, you know,
I don't know. Did Milos have striated glutes
not really.
when he was competing? Because I always think that the guys who don't really get striated glutes say glutes aren't that important, but then the people who really get striated glutes say, "Oh yeah, it's important."
Yeah, here he is. No, he didn't have really much side glutes. No.
I'm sure. I mean, I mean, Milos. Sometimes the funny thing is that you can be in amazing
No,
shape,
he was a
but not
workaholic.
necessarily have striated
Listen,
glutes.
there was photos of Flex didn't really have.
Of course,
There's that one where he's
Elvin
looking.
Anthony never had them.
Yeah, he's looking at Ronnie Coleman and he just puts down his trunks again. There's that video. I mean,
Yeah, not everybody can. Not everybody has striated glutes. That's just like not everybody has a lot of vascularity. Some people don't have
yeah,
striations in their
yeah, yeah.
quads. You
Listen,
know,
styrated glutes, maybe it's a good indication of your condition, but I don't really care for it. I mean,
I mean, I don't think. I mean, I think it's pretty. I think striated glutes is cool. Like it's cool
yeah,
to look at it and see because
yeah,
it's a muscle. So you
yeah.
want to. It's kind of cool to see
But
it striated,
sometimes
but
to get to that extreme, some bodybuilders lose a lot of mass.
well, that's the thing. Sometimes, because you might have thicker skin back there, or you might hold a little extra body fat back there,
Yeah,
depending on your genetics. And some people be like, "Well, I have to have striated glutes," and
yeah,
then they end up hurting the rest of their physique to get there because
yeah,
they end up having to go down too far in weight and they flatten out.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I
Mm,
mean, listen, blame Rich Gaspari. He was the one who brought
yeah,
everybody could yell at him because he's the
yeah,
one who started
yeah.
pointing to his glutes and going, "Check this out."
Yeah, and Milos, the styrated glutes and the vacuum pose, he can't stand it. I don't know why, but
I
I
mean, the
like it.
vacuum pose is not shouldn't be a requirement.
No,
It's just a thing that
classic
another way of
bodybuilding.
showing your waist is
Yeah,
tight.
classic physique. They like using the vacuum
Yeah,
pose.
but it was always impressive, like when Frank Zane would pull
Yeah,
in that waist like that, Tony Pearson.
yeah, yeah.
But it shouldn't define if you. I
No,
know a lot of very lean bodybuilders who can't. They just can't do it. Like they
it
can't.
takes a lot of practice.
They
It
can't.
takes a
You
lot
have
of.
to really practice it.
I mean, I've seen in Europe in the events here, there'll be the classic physique, and it's a pose. It's a pose. It's one of the main poses, and
It's very hard.
he would tell them to do it, and if he sees one guy not doing it, he keeps him there, and he tells him to do it again, and if he can't do it, he just marks him down, and he tells him you should
Yeah.
have went into bodybuilding. He'll tell him right on stage, why did you come into this category if you can't do the vacuum pose? And that's
It's
it, you know.
something that requires a lot of
Of
practice. You
course,
have to learn
of
to do
course.
it. And now it's tough for some people because, it does compress the diaphragm. So a lot of people have trouble, pressing it because they lose their air. But it's also so much of a mental thing to just
Yeah,
know how to pull your stomach in towards your spine.
yeah,
So it takes a lot of practice. Similar to a lot of people have I've noticed as a coach that one of the hardest poses for everybody is getting their lats to spread. A lot of people
yeah,
they can make their back crunch, but they don't know how to spread the scapula.
yeah,
So that's always one of the hardest poses. So you have to really really practice these things.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the vacuum is like that, but I think it's really only in classic that they really focus on that.
Yeah, the classic physique. I mean, when I used to train and when I was obviously in much more better condition, I used to try the vacuum pose, and from like 8 tries, I used to get it once, and I said, "Boom, I got it." But you have to control your breathing, everything. You know,
Yes.
it's not easy. It's not
Yes,
easy.
it really knocks you. It really takes your breath away, and you
Yeah,
have to practice it. I used to do it uh, I used to practice because I used to kind of like. I always felt that practicing the vacuum pose actually helped me keep my waist tighter
yeah, it could be. Yeah,
because it trains the transverse abdominis
yeah,
to pull inward. So I always felt like it was a way of keeping my waist tighter because it kept
yeah,
made a mental connection. But I
yeah,
would also like to do. I like to pull my waist in when I would do a side chest or when I would do a
yeah,
front lat spread
yeah,
to make everything else look bigger. But it took I mean, I'd practice it
yeah,
every
yeah.
day. It's hard. It's a hard pose.
Of course, yeah, and yeah, Milos, I like when he, says these things. I mean,
Milos is funny. He's
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
He's fun for the
yeah.
sport. There's
And
no
now
doubt.
I think he's realizing, there's more to life than bodybuilding. He's really into UFC now. He's at every
Oh
event.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's
lives in
nice to,
Vegas, and that's
yeah,
UFC
it's
Central.
nice. It's nice to see him spread his wings a bit. I mean, not just bodybuilding, bodybuilding, body. I mean, he's a mainstay on Dennis's podcast, and he's on Jay Cutler's show a number of times. But the Menace podcast, it's one of the only ones that it's bodybuilding from start to finish. They don't really talk about anything else, which I like a lot. It's like they'll joke around with each other, say some funny stories from the past, and last time they had Melvin Anthony, and he's a character. His posing is amazing.
Oh, one of the best of all time.
Yeah. So um he had his ups and downs as well. He had to do some time, unfortunately. But when he got out, he's back into training people, and he's getting back on his feet. So I'm happy for him, and he's one of the greats as well. So it's good to see him back. And who else? What did I see? What's his name? Uh, um, Dave Palumbo interviewed what's his name? Let me go into his channel really fast to find his name. You'll know who he is. He went to the WBF. Um,
Oh, Troy
Troy.
Zucolato.
Yeah. Troy Zucalato. Wow. What a
Talk about a successful person.
holy crap, man.
One of the most successful bodybuilders
Multi
without even winning an
multi
IFBB Pro Show.
yeah, multi millionaire. Um he made he on the average of was it 300, then 320,000, then 350 each
when he
year.
was in his years of the
WBF. So you're talking about you're talking one, um
he probably made close to $1 million with them.
over close to 1 million. And he was saying, I think I heard him right, his brother insisted that he invests that money and not spend it. And he said he kept driving like this really old BMW or something, and he didn't, splurge his money everywhere. And then he opened a wellness clinic back then, which was something you don't hear of.
He got into it before most people
Yeah.
did, and he
So now he has, I think, three or four. And he invests in businesses that you don't need a lot of investment in them, but you have a good return, like car washes. I don't know how many he has. And it's like you don't even have, it's not even cash anymore. You just go with your card. So you don't need any worrying about cash in the machines and stuff like that.
yeah, and they
And
pretty much run themselves, you
yeah,
know.
and he started getting into laundromats now. That's another thing. And he's trying to make some with a cafe in it as well, so you can have a coffee while you're doing your laundry. So
He
and
reminds me Troy's mindset reminds me of like Jay Cutler.
yeah,
He just multiple
yeah, but
income streams.
he's out of the box. It's not Jay is bodybuilding. Is everything's
I
related.
know, but
Troy
Jay was
is
smart.
yeah, yeah,
Jay didn't just take his money when he
and
first
spend
started
it.
making
No,
it and
no,
blow
no,
it.
no, no,
He
no,
bought
no.
real estate. He bought
Yeah,
real estate.
yeah,
And
and
that's what I'm saying. The mindset is
yeah,
like, let me put my money to work for me.
yeah,
Don't just spend it on a $300,000 car.
yeah, yeah, and Troy as well. Property, like now he said now he can a weekend of enjoyment, like for him, just to blow some, to have some fun, is he goes to Vegas and spends almost a quarter of a million,
Yeah,
and
just throw it down. Doesn't matter if he wins it or lose it.
yeah, and he comes back, it doesn't bother him, but I was really amazed that I'm telling you, the American dream, it's anybody's dream, just you know literally he got
Oh,
out of
show a picture of Troy's physique when he was at his best because
yeah,
he had a really great physique. He was
yeah,
and he really had that blonde California
yeah,
look.
yeah, he was the guy, man, back
He
then.
had one thing about him. He may not have, obviously he turned pro, but he had probably more magazine covers than almost anybody during his
Yeah.
period of time.
Let me see. Shit, these are small.
That's a tiny one.
Yeah, they're small. Let me see. Let me go here. Tools, large. Uh, Let me see if this one opens up. There he is. Look at that. Six pack.
Yeah, he had great abs.
Yeah.
He didn't have your traditional perfectly shaped,
No, no, but he
physique, but
was,
he was always in really good condition and he
yeah,
just looked good. Like he just
yeah, yeah, he looked good.
always very hard, nothing out of
No,
balance.
no, he was,
And he just had he had that blonde hair and the smile and
yeah,
he's that
yeah,
kind of that California surfer look, kind of like
yeah. I don't know if it was him. Was it him saying it that he might start training again for the
what's that
Masters?
flex cover?
This one, muscular. This one? No,
No,
this.
the flex one.
Yeah,
It's above it. Yeah, I
I
like
think
that
I,
flex
I
cover. I
think
remember
I,
that flex cover.
I think I have this edition.
I remember that one.
I have it. Yeah,
He was
yeah,
such a popular
yeah,
guy
yeah. I have this. I have this
with the
edition.
spiky hair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was. No, that's what's his name. Yeah, he had a great physique, and he signed with the WBF, and he did well with them. I mean, he has nothing to say against. I listen. Whoever signed with them, Barry DeMay, Gary Stridham, uh, Mike Christian, Danny
A lot
Padilla.
of people did. So many
I
people
remember
were on.
I used to buy their magazines, the WBF magazine. Um, Lou Ferrigno was gonna sign with them. I think they put him on a magazine cover, but then I think they invented the Masters Olympia for him, was something like that. Can't remember.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean, it didn't last for very long, but they definitely
3 years,
paid their people well.
2.5 years, I think, and Vince McMahon paid them for the last year, even though nothing happened. You know, um, who else was there? What's his name? Uh, the wild guy. Oh my, he passed away a couple of years ago.
David Dirth,
No, David Durst was with them, I think, as well. No,
I think Aaron Baker went with them.
Aaron Baker,
Jim Quinn was with them.
Jim Quinn, and what's his name? Oh God, uh, not Mike Christian, Mike, the other Mike. It was. He had that little bit of long hair. He passed away not
What?
long. What?
Oh, I was going to say, was it a white gentleman
Yeah, the white guy.
or
The white guy. What's his name?
yeah, of
Come on.
course I can't remember right now what you're talking about.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, this is the cover of let me show you the cover. This is the cover when Lou Ferrigno was on the verge of joining. Here it is. See him? It was Ferrigno versus Stridham.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't want
that
to lose Louis, so
no, that didn't go. What the hell's his name? I think Tony Pearson had went as well. Ferrigno did a couple of covers for them, huh?
oh, Jimmy Quinn.
Jim,
Oh,
no,
not Jim
no,
Quinn, Mike Quinn.
not Mike Quinn. Yeah,
Mike
he
Quinn.
was
That's
with
what you're
them as
talking about.
well. And Mike had a fantastic physique. Huh? I mean, his legs were a bit, but his upper body was.
I remember, I think it was the '88 Olympia that he came in his best ever shape, and he placed
Yeah,
like top five or six,
yeah,
and he looked,
yeah,
ooh, his upper body,
yeah, yeah.
one of the best.
But listen, they weren't making that money, and you get a contract for 300 grand or 280 grand, and
They
you
went
know,
where the money is. I mean, you got to take care of your family and take care of
and
yourself.
and he like Troy knew he wasn't going to be in the sport forever, so it might as well get the money and run, and just get out, in and out,
He
and
had, he was smart, but
yeah,
what was really smart is he got those big chunks of money and he put
yeah,
it to work for him.
yeah. I mean, I heard some stories about the WBF from, back then from uh, my good friend Wayne, the media, because back then he was president of the pro division. It was called the pro division back then. When he was promoting the Mr. Olympia and stuff, and you know he had connections, and he told me a story like Gary would left for, I don't know where Vince's office was. He went to New York, for example, right? And some way, he found out, he checked with the limousine service and he found out that Gary arrived in New York, and, he found out that he went to meet Vince, right? And, Wayne kept telling, Ben and Joe, if you speak to him, don't let him leave the office, give him a contract and make him sign it. Don't let him think about it. And, he went and, he met Vince, and that money started, he just blinded him with that money, and
I think he was probably the highest paid athlete
yeah,
of
he
all of them.
was. Yeah. And the thing is, Vince wasn't expecting how difficult it is to keep bodybuilders happy. Because, like, wrestlers, you can be out of shape and you'll still be a wrestler, right? He expected these guys to stay in shape all year round to promote them, magazines, and he wasn't expecting the off season. He wasn't
Yeah,
expecting, like, these bodybuilders are high maintenance. Some of them had wild party lives, and that was all a big shock to it. And I was watching, who was it? Bert, one of the Hart brothers, the
oh
wrestler.
yeah.
Yeah, they hated the wrestlers, the bodybuilders, because the wrestlers were sent everywhere in these cheap airlines and buses, and they weren't paid that kind of money. And the bodybuilders were sent, in allegedly first class flights, brilliant hotel rooms. They were making all this money, and the wrestlers in the WWE couldn't stand them, and so it was
Makes sense.
Vince had a problem, and then obviously that steroid thing started up, and he just shut it down. you know?
I also just think that, Vince basically tried to use the same promotional model for bodybuilding as
Yeah,
for
yeah,
wrestling, in that, yeah, people have to remember that wrestling is entertainment.
yeah,
It's not a sport. It's
yeah,
a very rough entertainment. Trust me.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
these guys,
yeah, yeah,
the injuries are real,
yeah,
but it's entertainment. Bodybuilding is still a sport, and
yeah, yeah.
it didn't really mix
Yeah,
well.
then some people stayed with the IFBB because of prestige, like Sean Ray, Dorian Yates.
Yeah.
They were all given contracts, but no, they didn't go. Um, uh, that was it's an interesting story. Obviously Wayne was in the middle of it because he was trying to keep the bodybuilders with the pro division and with Weider, and so he knows a lot of what happened. He told me and many other things, but I can't repeat them here. So, yeah, it was an interesting time. I enjoyed it because that new magazine came out, WBF. And it was interesting. It was a breath of fresh air for bodybuilding. So I wish, not a rival federation, but something like that's cool. I mean, it's a bit more entertaining and things like that. So, but anyway,
Well, other people have tried, but it's very difficult
no,
to unseat.
there's the Olympia brand, so,
Yeah, yeah, because everybody wants to be Mr. Olympia or
yeah,
Miss Olympia or Arnold
yeah,
Classic champion.
yeah,
It's
yeah. I
and
mean,
there's so
everybody,
much tradition and
yeah, everybody that has the genetics and they're a free that they can like some people like the interview we had last week with your good friend,
Josh. Yeah.
with Josh. He has his goals, which are fantastic as well. I mean, not
Yeah.
everybody can go up to that level, or not everybody wants to go up
No,
to that
well,
level.
he's chosen. He knows obviously he
Yeah,
can't be an
yeah,
Olympia
yeah,
competitor
yeah, yeah,
without drugs,
yeah,
without
yeah.
PEDs, but that's not his choice. And
Exactly.
he does. He, but he's, but for him, bodybuilding is not his life. It's part of his life.
Exactly. Exactly.
He's a pharmacist. He owns
Exactly.
pharmacies, and
Yeah.
that's where and bodybuilding is just his
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
And he does look. He was just on the cover of Men's Fitness. That's a
Yeah.
huge thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, people have amateur careers for like 20, 25, 30 years, huh? So it's that's why, but then some people when they turn pro, they have to do as much as they can in 5 or 6 years and it's just move on. You know what I mean? Their body will be, you know, torn to bits and
Well, yeah, that's the way it is today. I don't think we're going to see too many of those Dexter Jackson type careers where they're competing
no.
from 20s till 50. I think that unfortunately, the way it's being pushed today, people are going to know they only have
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 years of good
Exactly.
years, and then if they
Yeah.
want to retire healthy, they have to get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was that. And
I'll mention something, Kevin, real quick.
yeah,
That So I've been here in California. I've been away from my gyms, my Dragon Lair and my
yeah,
Lift Factory and Fit Club. So I've been in California. So I've just been training at various gyms, getting free passes here and free passes there. And I always find it interesting when I go to new gyms, uh, just to look around and see what people are doing. I like to observe it. The coach trainer in me kind of comes out and I watch
yeah,
people.
yeah,
And the thing that I have been seeing, unfortunately, is I have been watching people, and it's not just teenagers. I'm used to it with teenagers, but I'm even watching guys in their 40s and with the worst range of motion on exercises. I saw this guy, for example, yesterday. I was training at an LA Fitness, and he was doing bench presses, and I could tell that he was probably one of the stronger people there, if you want to say that.
yeah, yeah.
And
You can
because
tell
he
who
kept
they
on
are.
putting weight on and
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
around the gym to like, who's
yeah,
noticing me?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I waited. I wasn't real. I was just kind of seeing him, but then finally he put on 315, uh, which is like this magic. Ooh, three plates on a side,
Yeah, yeah,
And I watched him do his set, and I'd say each rep came down maybe halfway to his chest, and I was so tempted, and he did like four, and then he got up and he was like, and he didn't have much of a chest. He was just
yeah.
like a big fluffy guy. I was so tempted to walk over to him and say, "Hey, do you think that if you brought that weight down to your chest all the way one time that you could even do it?"
Yeah.
Because there's no way that he would
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
And then I saw another guy in another gym that I was training at. I think it was a Fitness 19, and he was on the like another a chest machine, and he was doing these little tiny quarter reps, like 50 of them, which was basically, I don't know what he thought he was working, maybe just in
Yeah.
elbows.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just started seeing all over the place this lack of range of motion,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it just annoyed the crap out of me because I
Yeah.
just these people who do this, um, and I've had questions on this before, obvious talking about range of motion, but it just made me think like, I just want to put out the reminder again. People use less weight and use a full range of
Yeah.
motion on your exercises if you truly want to grow muscle.
Yeah.
These short range reps are bullshit.
Yeah.
Yes, you can handle more weight, but guess what? You're not going to grow from it.
No, no.
So it, it just amazes me how much I see. And I don't really walk up. I used to when I was younger, go up to people and say things, but I don't do that anymore
No,
because
you
I feel
can't.
like it's not my business.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
know.
and and also some people will actually take offense to it, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
even though I'm truly just trying to help them,
They'll
because
say what?
that's what I would really want to do is help them.
Yeah. They'll say
You
like, what
know,
the hell do you know? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
like, well, I mean, hopefully they would look at me, I mean, and be like,
Yeah.
well, he must know something, but still, they just
Yeah.
don't even want to be told.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes me crazy because I'm just like, where do why does ego get so in the way, and
Yeah.
where did like, uh, anyway? So full range of motion on your exercises, full
Yeah.
stretch, full squeeze,
Yeah.
take your time.
Yeah.
And if you can't listen, I don't care myself, and I tell all this to all my clients. I don't care if I'm curling. If there's a
Yeah.
16-year-old
Yeah.
kid next to me
Yeah.
swinging a 100-pound barbell and curling it, and I'm sitting there with a 70 and doing strict form,
Yeah. It's
I'll
bodybuilding. It's
show.
not straight. It's bodybuilding, not powerlifting, you know?
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm like, yeah, look what my arm looks like, and look what your arm looks like. My
Yeah.
arm is, nearly, probably 19 inches, and your arm is 11 inches,
Yeah.
and you're curling more than me. Isn't there something wrong with that?
Yeah.
So
True.
anyway, I
True.
just thought I was going to mention it because it was really,
Yeah.
it's really frustrating me as a coach in the gym, seeing all these people, and why I'm used to seeing it with teenagers because I know a lot of teenagers get
No,
into that thing of
older guys do it as well.
wanting to be sure. But I see, and then the thing with the older guys is, I'm thinking you're gonna hurt yourself,
Yeah.
you're gonna cause joint problems, you're gonna cause an injury, you're gonna cause a
Yeah.
tear, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna be out for a year, and then you're gonna always complain about this injury for the rest of your life. You should be smarter than this by
Yeah.
now. So
Once I saw a guy doing deadlifts, or was it, or squats, and I was like, I think it was deadlifts. And he wasn't, I was just cringing seeing his back. It's like, listen, and he was really young. I said, listen, do you want to have a back when you're 30, 40 years old, man? Keep doing what you're doing. You don't know what you're saying, blah, blah, blah. Right, do what the hell you want.
yeah, it's the same thing. I think the worst ones are like the when it comes to chest presses, whether it's incline, whatever. Everybody's doing these
Yeah.
have, and also you see a lot of times with leg presses and squats, they
Yeah,
put
yeah, they don't go all the
12
way
plates
down.
on each side of a leg press and they
Yeah,
come down an inch and push it
yeah,
up.
they go up. Yeah. So
Or they
what?
squat quarter
Yeah,
reps with five
yeah,
plates on a side. They think
yeah,
they're doing
yeah,
something. All they're
yeah,
doing is breaking their
yeah.
spine.
Do 3 plates and do it strict, and then talk to
Do
me.
2 plates. I mean, do two
Yeah.
and get down
Yeah.
to parallel or just below
Or
parallel.
or they put all the weights, and weights are barely on, and somebody sits on it as well, and it's like they do one
And
half
then
rep, and yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
do. They go like quick
Yeah,
little
and
half
then
reps and
their knee
they
goes
get off
like
of that.
this, and they wonder why. Then their knee goes inside, and they wonder why. What the hell's happening?
Yeah, and they go, why don't I have any quads? I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
because you're
Dude,
lifting with basically just your knee joint.
yeah,
So
when I started getting a bit of, good cuts in my leg, everything was getting separated. It was from lightweight, huh? Light, strict, high reps. Um,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean
And then,
that's bodybuilding.
yeah,
Bodybuilding
and
is
then, or
full
you do
range of
20
motion.
reps, and I used to, you know, no, you do some, well, how did I use I used to do, like, for example, 12 reps, and then remove some weight, and then, do 18, remove some weight, and do, 22 or whatever, you know what I mean? And man, I used to kill myself just with this light weight. And plus, it's less wear and tear on your joints, you know.
Of
Um,
course.
that
Way
listen,
less wear and tear. That's how
they
you.
these young guys, they don't think ahead. Listen, when you pass 45, you get into your 50s. I mean, I feel certain things from training all those years, I mean, you wake up in the morning and you feel like, certain, you would think, was this from training or was this from doing something else? Or, you know what I mean? I mean, there was a point where I used to do dips, and there was a point I had to stop because of my elbows. I just couldn't do them anymore, you know? Um, so I just stopped because the
Yeah,
pain,
there's certain movements that I don't do anymore
yeah,
because I know that they're.
it wasn't worth the pain in my elbows, to go down and, it's just not worth it, sometimes. You have to work around, you have to work with what you can, so but no, I used to see that all the time, these half reps, and God forbid you tell them they're doing something wrong, because they'll be like, who the hell are
Well, that's
who?
why I'm just using this platform because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
because for anybody out there who's lifting, if you are out there and you're trying to build a muscle and you're using half reps with heavier weight,
yeah,
drop the weight by 50% and do
yeah,
full range reps because
yeah,
science, it's not just me saying it.
yeah,
Scientifically, you're going
yeah,
to activate more muscle
yeah,
fibers
yeah.
with full
Maybe,
range of motion, plus also the stretch component, the
yeah,
squeeze component, the
maybe,
control. All
yeah,
of that is important for muscle growth, not just trying to swing away from point A to point B or
yeah.
do a half rep.
Maybe they're saying the end of the workout of Branch Warren and Johnny Jackson. Because
Yeah, well, listen, I'm certainly not going to agree with
the way they
Ronnie's
train, but
training,
these
and
guys are freaks of nature. You can't,
they're going to grow. Those are the kinds of people who are
yeah,
so
yeah,
genetically gifted that
yeah,
just picking up a weight makes them grow.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
can't go by
That's the
them.
thing. You can't train like these guys.
No, no, no. You can't look at them for inspiration. You got to
no,
look at somebody who the
because,
best people to look at are the people whose genetics aren't
yeah,
necessarily that great, who still build a great
yeah.
physique.
You can look at Branch and Johnny to inspire you because these
Of
guys,
course.
they're the way they train, the dedication and coming back from injury and getting injured again and coming back from it. I mean, um, they're to look up to them, but their workouts are not for the faint-hearted. You can't just do a workout like them and then in that heat at that gym. It's
No,
just it's hell. You know what I mean? I
you
mean,
if you want to look at a big professional bodybuilder offhand and emulate their form, look at Nick Walker.
yeah, Nick, he trains
Nick
like,
Walker's form, and he lifts heavy weights.
yeah, Phil
His
Heath,
form is impeccable, full range
Phil
of
Heath,
motion. He gets this.
yeah,
He's slow
yeah,
on the negatives.
yeah.
He does full stretch. He does full
Yeah, you have to
contraction.
see videos, like Francis Benfado. He does a lot of training videos. Like you could almost fall asleep by the time he does one rep.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah. I mean,
incredible.
yeah.
So
That's what builds muscle is
and
those
these
slow,
guys had,
controlled reps.
yeah, these guys had world-class physiques. I mean,
Yeah, and
um,
I guarantee that 99% of the guys and girls who train with proper form throughout their career, when they hit age 50, 55, 60, they're not suffering from joint issues
no,
in their
no,
back, their
yeah,
elbows, their knees,
yeah,
their wrists because of the way they trained.
yeah,
And that's why you see a lot of torn muscles.
yeah.
Not that it's just, you could tear a muscle doing good form too. That can
No,
happen.
no,
But
it's, yeah,
but you see a lot less injury. And I mean, even look at Dexter Jackson, Jay Cutler. They didn't really have injuries. They never really got hurt.
no,
And while their form might not have been impeccable, they still always made sure to be in control and
yeah,
not trying to lift.
of course,
Jay probably could have gone way heavier than he did, but he didn't try to.
yeah,
And then you have somebody like Ronnie, who to me is still the GOAT. Best, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
to me, the best ever of all time when he was at his best.
yeah,
But he hurt himself. I mean, he tried to,
yeah,
was trying to squatting the 800 pounds and deadlifting and, bent rowing with over 500 pounds. It was bound to get to him, and it
yeah.
did.
Caught up to him, and unfortunately, he is where he is now. He's still happy, and he said he'll do it
Oh, he
over.
says he wouldn't have changed anything,
Yeah, and
but
he'll do it all over again if he had to.
I know. Well,
But
but
for us,
it would be nice to see him being able to
yeah,
get around without a wheelchair.
yeah, for us, it's a shame seeing look because people say, "Oh, look how he was, and look at him now." that you cannot compare that. He's old. He's getting old now. You can't be. Look at Schwarzenegger at his prime and look at him now. He's 80. What is he, 80?
Well, yeah,
You
you can't
can't.
hold it forever.
Father Time is going to get to you. You know what I mean?
Unless you're
Like,
Robbie Robinson, and then you're like
yeah,
80
yeah. I
years old and
mean,
you're still shredded.
yeah, yeah. But they keep saying, "Oh, look what happened to him now. He doesn't look like that anymore." Nobody looks like that anymore. I
No,
mean,
I mean, even you look at Jay, I love to bring up Jay because Jay is,
yeah,
he's at the gym every day,
yeah, yeah.
7
Yeah,
days
he
a
doesn't.
week,
He's nowhere the way he looked like the way he was
but
before. I
he,
mean,
he looks fantastic. He looks
yes,
healthy,
at his
and he
age.
still walks around with a very impressive
Yeah,
physique.
yeah, and
But he walks around with 225 pounds of muscle and not
yeah, and his
275.
his legs are super shredded and still,
Yeah,
and
he's always has
yeah,
his
but
abs.
he's not the Jay, that we
You
know.
can't you
You
can't
you
do that,
can't you can't do that. You can't do that anymore.
especially because at some point you have to say, I'm not
That's
doing
it.
these PEDs
Yeah, that's it.
anymore.
Yeah.
And you
What?
just, obviously a lot of these guys will go on and you have to go on testosterone replacement
Yeah.
therapy and stuff, but
But why
not going
push it if
crazy with drugs.
yeah, why push it if you're not going to step on stage anymore? That's
No, just look good. And,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Dexter Jackson looks great. He's
yeah,
half the size that he used to be. He looks great. Dennis Wolf, I mean,
yeah.
I see him around Vegas. I mean, he's probably
He looks fantastic.
190 pounds,
Yeah, he looks
but he's
fantastic still.
shredded.
Yeah,
He looks like a male model kind of physique
yeah,
now instead
yeah,
of the big bodybuilder.
yeah.
Looks great
Genetics.
though,
Yeah, yeah.
and but he keeps working at it. You keep working at it, and you just realize you can't be 290 anymore.
Exactly. Exactly.
But anyway, I just wanted to throw that in because I've been
Yeah.
seeing it. It's a little rant. It's my little rant. Useful range of motion, please.
Um, I guess that's what we had to talk about this week. I don't know if there was anything else to talk about.
Nah, I think that we're good because tomorrow we're going to
Yeah,
do a full podcast,
yeah. Tomorrow will be
and
episode
we just
39.
wanted to jump on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kevin and I unfortunately, we haven't gotten to see each other. We wanted to see each other because
Yeah, we did. Last Friday we tried. You had some internet problems,
didn't
and
work. Didn't work.
we just gave up. I mean, we could have did it, but Eric was freezing every couple of seconds. So,
Yeah, it wasn't working, but I
you know,
figured out what was going on, and I
yeah,
got my better
yeah.
computer, and
And
we're back in business.
yeah, like we said, life gets in the way sometimes, and sometimes it's more important than sitting in front of a computer. But
It's more important than anything when it comes
yeah,
to health and family,
yeah,
and
yeah. But like this, Eric gets away a bit and he can relax, and I don't mind at all. That's what, friends do. And we came out, we did another podcast from nothing. I mean, there's things that had to be talked about, and this thing of Hadi Choopan, it is a bit worrying.
well, all I can say about it, and I'm sure we'll touch on it again
Yeah,
next Wednesday,
yeah,
is I hope that he competes. I hope he's in his
yeah.
best
I hope he
shape, and I
competes.
hope that he's safe and that
Yeah.
everybody remains
No, I
safe,
hope
and that
he's safe, but it's unfortunate. I don't think he can go back home at the moment.
that's
So
something he's going to have to deal with.
yeah, I hope he has the finances to. I'm sure he does, but he has to live in, I think Dubai.
Yeah, and
So
I personally think that if he handles things correctly and doesn't make things worse in any way, shape, or form, 6 months from now, a year from now, when things hopefully settle down,
yeah.
he'll get another big sponsor, and he'll,
No, I don't think he has a problem getting a
I don't
sponsor.
think somebody else will sponsor him right now. Things, unfortunately,
Yeah, yeah.
people are going to kind of stay away.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he just has to. The thing is, when he does all these long letters on his Instagram, I can't understand them. And people say they translate them, but you don't know if they're really translating them properly.
That's
Somebody
true.
might translate it to make him look bad, and that's what's shared.
That's
So
true.
you can't, I know he likes writing in that way, the lions will come down and the tigers will, defeat the this and that, this all this, but I use it. I love watching his training videos on YouTube. I mean, he's really peaceful the way he trains, and jokes around sometimes, and it's on. For me, I was shocked that Hani, him and Hani went their separate ways. I was really shocked.
Just goes to show that this caused a lot of problems, and Hani had to separate himself, which is
Yeah, yeah, he
unfortunate.
had to
But
get. he had to get out of it.
But he's not a politician. He's a bodybuilder. And as far as a
Yeah,
bodybuilder goes, I have tons of respect for Hadi.
yeah,
And I wish him well. I mean,
yeah. No, I mean, I hope, everything goes as planned and he has no, problems. I hope. I really hope so. But anyways, I guess that's it.
yeah, that's it for today.
So we'll
So,
see everybody tomorrow, Wednesday,
yeah.
for our
So you
special.
guys will have a couple of
Yeah, yeah,
podcasts to watch.
yeah, this special guest, and hopefully after this guest, other people will, say, "Shit, he went on the show." I mean, listen, we had Lee Haney and Flex Wheeler. I mean, that should be enough incentive to come on our show. You know what I mean? So, and Rich Gaspari, and you know, I'm still trying to get some others. Maybe they're not so busy. Because other guys have their own podcasts, companies, busy traveling. It's not. Some people cannot just sit down at our time for 2 hours. 2.5
Well,
hours.
yeah, because we do it at a very specific time that works
Yeah,
for
to
you
me
and
it's
I,
yeah. I mean
being
it's
9 hours apart. So
yeah.
sometimes it doesn't work for
You're
somebody
at
else.
12 p.m. I'm at 9 p.m. I mean, there was an exception. Who was it? Was it Flex last time?
I think Flex we did like
Yeah, at two.
2, and
Yeah, it
my
was
time was
like
like 11.
11 p.m. for me. By the time we finished, it was 1 in the morning. By the time I uploaded, it was like 2. And it gets tired. And then I have to go to work the next day. So, it's
Yeah,
like,
well, we do what we can do when we could do it.
yeah,
Sometimes we have three. Last week it was me at 12. Not last week, though, 2 weeks ago. Me at 12, Josh at 3,
yeah.
you at 9.
That's how it's going to be tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
12, 3, 9.
All right. Well, now everybody knows that whoever we're talking about lives on the East Coast
Yeah,
of America.
yeah. Figure it out.
Yeah, there's not too many people there.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's
But
gonna.
anyway,
We'll see
Kevin, it was good to
everybody.
see you and talk to you,
Yeah, yeah,
and
and
we hope everybody enjoys our little mini podcast here.
yeah, yeah. A mini. We're only 20 minutes shy of 2 hours almost, or
Oh my God,
half an
no,
hour.
not 2 hours.
We've been
It's
an hour
we
and a
will.
half almost.
Wow, we still did it now. I thought
Yeah,
we were going to do like 40 minutes, and we stayed on
yeah.
because
Never
we like to
impossible.
just talk.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see everybody tomorrow, and don't forget to subscribe and share the videos, and you know help us
And
get.
remember, use full range of motion in the gym, please.
Yes, full motion.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
See
bye
you guys.
everybody.
Bye. Bye.